and today it's time for an account update. But before I get into that, I am trying to hit 50 subscribers before the end of August, so if you can consider clicking that subscribe button, if you are enjoying the content, it would greatly appreciate. You guys are legends, and I appreciate the support no matter what. So, the video. It has been a long time since I've done an account update, since I've done a video about how I've progressed, how far I've come, and I think it's time I do that now. So, I have officially, and this is a great time to do this because, and this is the first thing I'm going into, I have just hit SCYL of the Drakes, who is now sat tidily in, not the index, well, she's in the index, but she's sat tidily in my account. There she is, SCYL of the Drakes. I haven't obviously yet built her or get her or anything. She will be done as soon as my clan boss team is done, as my clan boss team takes priority over anyone, even if I got someone like a Trunda. Anyway, so she is a phenomenal champion, and she is, in my honest opinion, especially from the logins, the best login champion. She's the best free champion. I'm not counting Arbiter as a free champion in just in the sense that some people spend, some people don't. Whereas the login champions, you literally get her for nothing. You just get her for playing the game for at least 180 days. Or, of course, if you're lucky enough to pull her in a shard. So yeah, she's exceptional. She has a great revive. Is it this one? Yes. No. Yes, revives an ally with 50% HP and places an ally protection buff on them for 2 turns, which means they are going to take less damage, and she will take the majority. I think a chunk of that damage. I can't really remember the damage modifiers with ally protection, but I know she takes some of the damage. She also has this where I heal allies by 10% of their max HP at the start of each turn. Also places a 30% increased speed buff on a random ally. So if she's fairly fast, then she's going to be healing your team like nothing. Of course, this links with my rush card at the moment because he has that on. He has a constant heal on all the time, and I'm going to get into him in just a second. But back to SCYL. So she has that. She also has this where I'm going backwards here. Attacks all enemies twice. Each hit has a 20% chance of placing a stun debuff for 1 turn. This is great, especially if you're facing waves that you're struggling to beat, but you can beat them in a few turns. Stun them, hit them with the stun. If you've got a fast team, they're going to be whittling them down before they even get a turn, which is helpful, especially against Doom Tower, which also I will be getting into in just a moment. And finally, a rare one. Attacks one enemy. It has a 20% chance of placing a 30% decrease speed debuff for 2 turns. Also has a 30% chance of decreasing the target's turn meter by 15%, which is very good against someone like the Spider, I guess. Because that turn meter decrease could allow your heavy hitters to jump in front of her and smack her, dealing untold quantities of damage, especially if you're Septimus. And just destroying them. Apologies for the squeaky chair. Anyway, so I do also want to say I am going to be using a different editing software for this, so I don't know when this video will be out. I'm aiming to get it out for is it Wednesday today, isn't it? I'm aiming to get it out for Wednesday, so it might be out a bit later today. But if not, it will be tomorrow. I am using a DaVinci Resolve editing software. Looks like a really good editing software, and miles better than well, I said better, not miles better, but in my experience of using it is better than what I was using. And also I won't get them silly notifications popping up either because I've sorted that out. Anyway, back onto the video. So that's SCYL of the Drakes. I finally achieved her. Go away. Finally achieved her. She is a top tier champion. Of course, if you've already got her, you'll know how good she is. If you've yet to get her, you're in for a treat. But of course, the next one is Tanix. I've never used her. I don't know who she is, so I don't know how good she is. But I'll do some looking into that. Anyway, the next account update section I want to do is my clan boss team, and I want to just sort of give you a very, very quick sort of overlook on how my team is progressing. So we look at champions. So let's go down the list. Rush card is already at the correct speed. I've already looked it up. I've already gone onto Devil Jedi's calculator. His speed is correct. I have his health up to about 54,000 health to make sure that he's tanky in case he's taking any hits that he shouldn't be taking. He's also in Immortal Gear, so any poisons he's taking, of course if he's facing Void, when the block damage isn't on and the poison's doing the damage, he will get that health back immediately. But he's at the right speed. He's of decent stats. Of course his defense, I'd like it to be much higher, but can only deal with what, and if it's block damage as well, they're not really taking any damage. Of course, I think it's the first 3 turns where the block damage is a bit off, and then obviously after turn 3, it then clicks into, into sequence, and then everyone's got blood damage on. Anyway, Warcaster's not quite at the right speed, but he's nearly there. I think he's at 244, so I'm only about 20 speed off. I think I'm about 22 speed away, so I could easily get that with some glyphs. And I must say, this chair's doing me head in now. Really comfortable chair, by the way. I'm also... Who else are we looking at? Seeker. Seeker is also, I do believe, I'm going to have to double check this actually because I'm not too certain, but I do believe he's at the right speed, 249. I'm pretty sure he's around about where he should be. If not, it's only like, a few off either way, so I will take some off if I have to, or I'll leave some on. Put some on, who knows. But he's roughly at the right speed, he's where he should be at. Of course, I've got instinct and speed. It should really be all speed, but that's not the end of the world. Don't forget, speed does give you, especially if you're at 100 speed, about 12 speed per completed step. So that's obviously an extra 36 without having any substats on, which is always nice. And of course, you've got these as well, and you've got glyphs. So you've got easy chances to make it to 300 speed, but we don't need about 300 speed for this. My first DPS, or my first non-unkillable champion, is going to be Mr... Where is he? Farakin. It's going to be him. Of course, his speed isn't there, but he's also lost a bit of gear as well. I am going to be re-gearing him, but I should easily get him to... I think one of my DPS needs to be 217, and the other one needs to be 23 or 24 something. Again, I have the gear to do it, so it shouldn't really be that big of an issue. But he's going to be in to ensure everyone has an extra turn. But obviously this doesn't affect the run of things because it's just everyone's using the default A1. It's not making them have an extra turn. It just means they're going... well, they are taking an extra turn, but it's not actually counting as an extra turn, if that makes any sense. And the final one, at the moment, this will be changed into, say, Anax, but he is not 6th or anything yet. I will be working on him. But where is... There we go. Occult. He's going in as obviously going to be at 2-1. He's also going to be placing the poisons, which is going to be doing very good amounts of damage. Poison champions are obviously a very good thing for clan boss, but he will be going in, placing them poisons, making sure the clan boss is taking damage. He's already 200 and something speed actually, so he's already fairly close to getting sped up, which is brilliant. But the next one, the next section of this, go away. The next section of this I want to talk about is campaign. I know, and as you can see there, Nightmare. I am progressing rather well, actually. I managed to 3-star a lot of this with 2 champions. And those 2 champions are these 2 beauties. Razin is an absolute beast. I will be rebuilding him a little bit to give him extra damage, but he is an exceptionally good champion. And because Rushguard is at 240 odd speed, he's running at 3-to-1 ratio, which means he's pretty much been able to place the block damage on all the time. Bar a few turns where he's missing, but it's fine. And of course, red or force is strong against magic. Blue. So yeah, Razin and these 2 work extremely well together, especially with his healing. Excuse me, he needs a healing on. I think I should have put him in immortal gear, but I still managed to get through it. And I'm also progressing very well with the milestones, which is why I did it. I wanted the silver so I could put the artifact I got from the speed set you get from this on Warcaster to see if I could boost his speed up. Didn't really work, which is a shame, but that's just my RNG luck. It's terrible. I also want to go on to faction wars. So I have gained quite a bit more stars. I think I was on 200 or less than that last time I checked. As you can tell, I don't have a single skinwalker, which is a problem. But I'm not in any major rush to get Lydia, although she is again a top tier champion, and one, of course, if you are free to play, you can pretty much get for free. So, I have been working very hard on High Elves, which is my strongest, I think, at the moment, just ahead of Undeads, simply because I've got, let's quickly just check out my High Elves. As you can tell, where are they? I have some top tier High Elves champion. Royal Guard, brilliant for damage, and decreased speed, LA and damage, he's speed, she's speed, and everything else with it, etc, etc. And Deliana is a very good champion, again, for free if you logged in during the promo, the login champion. She was a login champion for those who have missed her. She's a top tier champion as well. Well, I won't say completely top tier, but she's very, very, very good. I wouldn't say she's on level with others, but the like Chundra and that. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. So that's my faction wars. I'll quickly gloss over that because I haven't made as much progress as I'd like, but I'm hoping to be this sort of here. About between 320 and 335 in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to be gearing some champions with extra gear that I've been getting from Dragon, which I have been farming constantly because I need the artifact for the speed. I need speed, but guess what? RNG is once again not on my side, and I haven't been receiving speedy speed gear, or as I like to call it, speddy sped. But I haven't been receiving speedy speed gear, which has been a bit of a problem because I need it. For such. Next one is, of course, to quickly gloss over this. If you didn't see the video, and if you are new, don't forget to consider clicking that subscribe button, as I mentioned, But I also did get Arbiter, which is the first time I've ever received her in playing this game. I've played this game for overall for about 3 years on multiple different accounts. Different accounts, starting again because I'm not very good at keeping an account, but this one I am keeping, obviously. This is the first time I've ever received her. I've said it again, she is easily top 10 champion in the game. So yeah, easily received her, but I did a whole video on it. I'll put like a card or whatever they call it on here if you check that out, but I did get her. And yeah, so the next section, I think this might be the last section actually. I've talked quite quickly on this because I wanted to get the video out. I didn't want to make it too long. Doom Tower, and as you can see, that has flown completely up. This is my personal best on Doom Tower. I don't think I've ever gotten past this in Doom Tower ever, but I've gotten through. I've already used my keys for today, so the next step I believe is the Agrath. Yeah, so it's the spider. I've already got a team built out for that, but I will be doing a quick research and see if I can quickly put together some more champions that will help me out with Agrath. The spider, she is a very difficult boss, but yeah, this is the furthest I've gotten. I'm very happy with my progress. This is a team I'm pretty much running with waves. Of course, he's fast and blocks damage. Geo is just Geo. Elhain does do a heck of damage, although if I think about it, I might swap her out for Razan, I think, for that. Excuse me. Sepultura also helps mitigate some of that damage, and Godseeker revives and heals. So yeah, this is the first I've got. I actually struggled a little bit with Magma Dragon, which was a bit of a problem because basically with Magma Dragon, you need provoke champions. But I've got Seeker here. Of course, it's negative affinity, but he had really high accuracy, and the majority of them were hitting and placing. But if you miss a provoke, he will hex one of your champions, and if you're not careful, that champion will die in the next hit. Of course, that's where the reviver comes into it and the healer. But yeah, I had a bit of trouble with that, and I also had trouble with Cleoteric, that's a champion. Griffin. Celestial Griffin, really cool looking champion, by the way, I must say. Exceptionally good looking champion visually, but a pain in the backside to fight. Because it has I'm going through all the bosses here, I don't mean to. But is it he or she? I don't know if it's he or she, but they have a Celestial Bond, which puts a Sky Bond on, which means every time that Sky Bond is placed, and you can read through these yourself, this happens. So attack goes up by 5% permanently. Crit rate up by 3%, etc, etc. So if you're on, say, 20, that's double the attack, 60% extra crit rate, 100% extra crit damage, and 20 times 2, it's like 40, like 60 speed, which is basically mean like he or she can take extra turns. I butchered that description then, but there we go. So there we go. I wanted to do a very quick account update because, like I said, I haven't done one in ages. I had just received SCYL. Quick side little rant here. This Tellurian Trials, just not it. Good idea, but executed, in my honest opinion, poorly. And the fact that they have to now throw these out, these packs, just means that they already know that. And to be honest, it isn't really the worst deal in the world. But yeah, to show that it. Basically to prove that their trials, their event is just, it's poor. I'm not going to go into it. If you want a video on it, I'll happily make a video. I'm really good at ranting. So, yeah. So, without further ado, thank you guys for watching. That is an account update. I hope this video hasn't sent you to sleep. Thank you very much for watching, and until the next video, goodbye.